without further delay, it is my honor to introduce to you Mr. Dan Miles, General Manager and COO of the Bonita Bay Club, who I call a true friend. Dan will make a presentation to the Deputy Mayor and the Bonita Springs City Council on behalf of the many veterans of the Bonita Bay Club. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. And thank you, Nick, so much. Let me start off by saying that the membership of Bonita Bay Club, its board of directors, all the residents of Bonita Bay, and I are so very pleased and appreciative of the opportunity to be here to participate with all of you in celebration and memorial through today's many commemorative activities. We thank you, the great city of Bonita Springs, our Honorable Mayor, members of the City Council, esteemed members of Bonita Springs Veterans Advisory Committee, and distinguished guests. You know, listening to the messages this morning and to Nick Romano's wonderful and perhaps not too uncommon story of valor is humbling and really reaffirms just how awkward and disconnected many of us are, like me, as we go through life reaping all the benefits provided to us by our courageous veterans, but yet oblivious and without the memories to understand the passion and the heroism displayed by so many. I had two uncles that served in World War II. Both were wounded twice. My Uncle Herb was shot twice in New Guinea, while my Uncle Johnny, his name was Willis, I'm not sure why they called him Johnny, he served on a PT boat in the Atlantic or off the coast of Germany. He too was shot twice and had his boat blown out beneath him. My father, Lester Eugene, who I love dearly, being the youngest of the brothers, served in the Navy during the Korean conflict from start to finish. Based at times out of Oahu and the strategic Alaskan Aleutian Islands, Dad served in the Sea of Japan aboard the mighty Essex-class aircraft carrier, the USS Valley Forge. But Dad never talked about this much, and to my shame, I never asked him. Oh, I'd visited many veterans' memorials, foreign war monuments over the years. I've been to the National Cemetery in Arlington a couple of times. I spent time walking the length and gazing at the wall, for example. But I didn't really get it. These were meaningful. This was a good thing, and I was thoughtful. But still, I didn't have the experience and the knowledge and understanding to really grasp what it was I was looking at. You see, for many like me, most of my contemporaries, the late baby boomers, many of us never served in the armed forces. As young post-Vietnam kids, we never saw the draft. From high school, we happily entered college, unwittingly entitled and selfish. From there, without any pause, moved into pursuing careers and raising families. So many of us are so fortunate, so very blessed. And unfortunately, we rarely stop to think about the generational sacrifices that so many brave have made before us so that we might live these lives. Several years ago, my wife and I had the opportunity to take my mother and father back to Pearl Harbor and to visit the war museums and monuments there on Oahu. And as we toured the USS Arizona Memorial, I observed my dad, and I could see that his mind and his thoughts were somewhere else. He'd gone off somewhere that I could not go. This was important to him. Then a couple of years ago, my wife and I visited the American Cemetery Memorial in Normandy, which of course is situated on the beautiful bluff overlooking Omaha Beach. And being there in the presence of nearly 10,000 fallen American soldiers was nearly more than our hearts could bear. The emotions that well up in that environment are indescribable. It was there, in Normandy, that I finally got it. We arrived haphazardly as tourists, without expectations, unprepared. We left, like so many, carrying a heavy burden. Some things were broken, some things fixed. It was the often quoted Oliver Wendell Holmes who first said that Memorial Day ought to have meaning also for those who don't share our memories. That's me. And I see it becoming increasingly important today, because the reality is that it's people like me that now have the greatest responsibility to preserve the honor and to recognize the sacrifices of our grandfathers, fathers, uncles, older brothers. Today we see our children, nieces and nephews now committing to the same course that so many braved before them. Isaiah wrote, "The righteous perishes, and no man lays it to heart." That's what we can't let happen. That's what we can't let happen. So today's message is about waking up. It's about keeping promises. It's about keeping the promise that was set forth on the original Decoration Day so many years ago. It's for these reasons and in that spirit that the membership of Bonita Bay Club, representing more than 500 veterans of its veterans, is so grateful to present this plaque of recognition to the city of Bonita Springs, in recognition of our veterans and their courage. With that, I'd like to invite Deputy Mayor Steve McIntosh to come forward, please. Deputy Mayor, on behalf of Bonita Bay Club, I'd like to present this plaque to the city of Bonita Springs. And if I would, I'd just like to take a minute to read the inscription. With highest gratitude and appreciation, the membership of Bonita Bay Club presents this commemoration to the city of Bonita Springs in recognition and tribute to its U.S. military service veterans in the spirit of unity and gratitude for their heroism, service to America, and for advancing the universal hope of freedom and liberty. Thank you very much.
I'd like for my fellow city council members to come up here to receive this, please. Especially retired Lieutenant Colonel of the U.S. Air Force, my friend, Councilman Stephen Slackton. Thank you those in Bonita Bay. Thank you veterans. Wonderful day. It's beautiful. We can't forget what we've seen here today. The lives have been given. God bless America.